Hey everybody. Today is Saturday. I am at home alone for the weekend. I'm doing that by choice. I don't have to. It's not like I'm sad or anything. I'm actually feeling quite rejuvenated already, which is great. I wanted to make a video. It's been a really long time since I've actually just sat down and made face to face. What do they call it? Forgetting the word. It's okay. But just wanted to sit and make a video on, instead of what do you call it? Instead of a shorts, because I've been just going all out on shorts, but I wanted to make a sit down to kind of just talk about something that's super just on my own heart and on my own brain, and maybe why I've just been a little bit more MIA and not being so um, forward focused on giving and making higher quality content that's actually helpful for other people. And so I've just kind of been in my own world and figuring things out as I go, but I think little by little I'm piecing things together that it feels pretty genuine to me. So we'll go over a little bit of context. So I'm in year 2 of building Hatch Services, which is just crazy cool. And most of the time I go through this oscillating cycle, and it's a really good thing that I'm a part of a few programs right now that will help me out with this journey. But yeah, so I go through this oscillating cycle of confidence, feeling great, making shit happen, being great for my clients, just high vibes, really good. And then, as you guys have probably seen in my most, recent videos, I'll just hit a low point, and I have been honest and expressed that as kind of just a personal journey, kind of just where I'm at the time. And but that's also why I wanted to come on here, because I don't want to perceive myself as someone who's just always struggling, because I'm not. And I just don't happen to come on here and just say when the things are good too. And so that's just kind of what happens when it comes to journaling and documenting a journey, right? Like, you don't want it to just be all rainbows and roses and whatnot. It's like there's some hard times going on there too, especially with such a huge undertaking, right? Like, I'm undertaking a massive vision implementation right now, and it's taking a lot of work, it's taking a lot of rejection, it's taking a lot of obstacles, fires to put out, all sorts of different things. And so just being able to be okay with it, learn to have a little bit of tough skin, and learn how to just improve my skills and do better with different things. And so I, first and foremost, I guess personally, have decided to go all in on, creating my own business, because for perfectly selfish reasons, because even though I was going down the path of working a 9 to 5, going, corporate or not corporate or whatever, I just felt like every time I worked in even a minimum wage job, I had nothing to give. I had nothing to offer. I feel like professionally, I am, lame, as some people would say. I don't know. I don't really know how else to categorize it. But I would see, resumes, or not resumes, I would see job applications, and they would just list off, like, you need this, this, and this, and this, but it's an entry-level position. And I would say, like, dang, if it's entry-level position, and I'm barely able to hit the minimums of what they expect in a position, like, I got some work to do just in that. Like, no matter how much schooling you went to, it did not prepare you for some of the things that they're expecting you to do. And so I just thought, like, well, personally, professionally, emotionally, it seems like all these different arenas just need my attention. And so I wanted to start a business, because then that meant that I was working on something that wouldn't be so harsh, if that makes sense, that wouldn't be so externally focused. Because I feel like when you're new to this world of working, the pressure of working for someone else can be a lot, right? Like, it's a lot of pressure, it's a lot of stress, but so is creating your own business. But I just have really valued just being able to grow and learn at my own speed, and just to know that like if I'm in my own way, then I need to work on myself in some way or another and to get out of my own way. So that is kind of what I'm working on. I set out a vision to just, a mission. It was a very cutesy little mission. Just the town that I live in of 3,000 people. I just want to get these people in good shape. And I have really impacted a lot of different people. I've created a class, and have recurring monthly revenue because of it, and I have really impressed a lot of people, and so on and so forth. And so then my mission grew a little bit bigger. Okay, let's go out, a few more cities and see how much I can impact people. And that still kind of is the mission. I have now just decided let's just do the whole Bay Area, because the 3%ers are somewhere out there, and so just put yourself out there fully. And so that is what it's evolved to over the last year and a half now. And as I'm in my second year of building this business, parts of it are super easy, like setting up the systems and processes and whatnot. And the part that's really hard is the outreach, keep showing up, getting rejections here and there, getting a lot of angry people who just misperceive you the wrong way. But the things that keep going and that keep reminding me that are actually going well is the clients that I do have currently. And we have our set times where we meet, certain days of the week for our check-ins, and just hearing their wins and finding different ways to support them better. Finding different ways, to support them in the way I initially set out to do so, but then saying like, oh, well, they mentioned this thing and I wasn't able to, in that moment, help them with that. How can I help them? Like, am I capable of helping them? Or is that something out of my scope of practice, or whatever the case is, trying to figure that out, because that's, some personal growth right there too. And so as much as college can prepare you knowledge-wise or theoretically, I've got the soft skills too, whatever, but there's something there that I feel like is missing, and the mission that I have as well is kind of what fills what I feel like is missing. And so why focus on how I can be better for building up someone else's company and dream and whatnot, when I also have like this thing that I feel like is missing in the economy and missing in most of people's lives. And so I've just decided to go full on into it and stop thinking about everything else. And even though I still do kind of put out my resume just to keep things fresh, and if I so happen to feel like I, don't want such a big gap between, being an entry-level position person and just want to fill some of my time with a 9 to 5 to get some skills and experience and whatnot, then I'm open to it. I know because I'm starting out, I'm not actually like even all that full time, and I don't get paid for most of the work that I do up front right now. And so, yeah, that's taken a massive hit, but it happens to every person who starts their own business. And I'm doing a better job financially than what most people. If you saw my post about on Instagram about Amazon, Lululemon, those really big companies, they did not make a profit. Like, Amazon didn't make a profit for like 7 years is the one that I keep remembering. For 7 years. So like, I haven't lost out on that much. I've like made a profit monthly, so I can at least be grateful for that starting out. And my best advice would be, if you're starting out and want to find something that just at least brings in something every month, so you're not like losing out and paying a bunch, for different things. If your income is like higher than your expenses, then I would just super suggest to get into service-based company, right? Some people will be like, oh yeah, that's obvious, and other people will be like, oh, that's a good idea. And that was a really good idea for me, so I turned my personal training into I still do hourly, but I turned it into coaching online. So that's really scaled back the amount of time and work, and now I can scale and help more people that way. So that's really more of the mission, is not just filling my not just filling my day with 5 to 10, personal training sessions. That wasn't the point. The point was to help as many people as possible. So I could keep ranting, I could keep going. I think this kind of solidifies where I'm at. But yeah, peace out. Bye.